We got that over with. We're good. We're streaming live. I know this because I can say the word ass, and no one will stop me, come for me.
Hey, stop. Don't do that.
Okay, as will come for me. Let's go ahead and introduce everyone. Uh, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm the one who doesn't want you to say ass.
I'm
I
I'm
I use
yeah.
they them pronouns.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I use he him pronouns, and I'll accept an ass under certain conditions.
Well, all right.
Well, there we go then.
And who are you, Dean?
My name is Dean. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. Either works. I'm pretty flexible in that aspect. Once again, I'm going to say ass on air. So there we go.
No.
Break the rules, breaking the law, breaking the law. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is our test grading, if you will. What we'll be doing here is a slew of anything we want to, but primarily it will be for our our live, an actual play podcast, excuse me. In this case, we are playing Monster of the Week. I will be playing the Keeper. And real quick, I mean, I'm sure we'll go over it more, but let's introduce the players and their characters. So we've introduced the players, obviously. So Jeff, tell me about your character.
Yes, my character is named Danny Eastman. He is what's called a searcher. He is a community college instructor whose dead wife has been haunting him and occasionally helping him with his various off-work shenanigans.
I like that.
Nice. Tell me about your character.
All right, so I am playing Special Agent Halford Wormhole. You can call him Hal. He's a mysterious Men in Black style person. He's a special agent, which is a playbook. I'm about to sneeze, and I can feel it sneaking up on me. And it's gone. Okay. The special agent is a fan-made playbook. It's not a like an official one by Monster of the Week. Think like Dale Cooper of Twin Peaks, or like Fox Mulder of the X-Files. So he's got kind of his moveset is like special training and connections to the agency. His background is he's new in town. He's coming out to investigate some weird happenings in the local town. See if he can shed any light on the situation. You can call him Hal. I don't know if I mentioned that.
All right. Sounds good. So we're going to go over this real quick. I'll basically repeat this every episode, but it's going to be I'm going to write it down, make it faster going forward. We do use X's or lines, whatever you want to call them, and veils. X's meaning we don't bring it up in the campaign. It just doesn't show up. Like I'm not a fan of body horror, as an example. And veils are just kind of things you bring up, but you don't go into a lot of details. That's the general idea. So let's go ahead and start with this. Kind of like popcorning back and forth between each person I'm calling out on. Do you have any X's, lines, or veils?
Yeah, so in terms of X's, I think children in peril is just something that I really don't want to deal with at all. We could, veil it and just say it's something that happened as long as we are not, directly seeing or involved with it. Another, firm X of mine is depictions of gore. And that's about it.
Okay.
So, you wouldn't mind if where on the body someone was shot, for example, but not intestines and stuff.
Yeah. You can say, oh, I got shot, but don't be like, oh, there's blood everywhere, and your all your meat is falling out of your body, and it's really gross.
Yeah. More of a A-team situation than a Game of Thrones.
Primetime TV instead of prestige television, if you will.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeff? What are your X's, lines, or veils?
So my lines are slavery or forced labor, sexual assault, and my veils are poop stuff. For some reason, I don't know. It just squigs me out.
You know, everyone. Like I said, mine is body horror, and there's a surprising amount of that in TTRPGs. So, like, I get it.
Yeah, I do like romance. I don't know where y'all are on that, but you know, flirtatiousness or whatever, but not like full on sexuality, sex. You know, you know what I'm trying to say.
I tend to veil those. I don't mind it, but I'm just like, oh yeah, that was nice. All right, moving on. And then for my purposes, pretty much everyone has said what I am not a fan of. I'll be a bit lenient on it just because I'm not terribly uncomfortable. It just makes me uncomfortable. I'm going to put a veil on body horror, which does fall under the gore still, but it's, you know, technically different. So
Yeah.
like you're not going to see, you know, if it's The Fly, that would be body horror. That's not the same as somebody losing an arm or something, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So our X's, meaning we do not bring them in the campaigns, our children in peril, depictions of gore, slavery, sexual assault, and our veils, meaning are only alluded to or fade to black, if you will, our children in peril, body horror, and feces, just in general, which is good. I mean, this all works out for me. So yes, this sounds great. Let's go ahead. We only can go for about an hour. I think we're good to go ahead and get into the campaign if that's okay with you two. We can't get too terribly long into it starting off.
Cool. Hell yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. So now the game we're playing in this case, I may have mentioned it earlier, is Monster of the Week. It is written by Evil Hat Productions. It's meant to be in the style of campaign TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Supernatural, or as I mentioned earlier, The X-Files, where every week there's a new monster. In this case, I'm formatting it in an arc system, so every session won't necessarily be a new monster. Every arc will have its own monster. That's how I'm going to do it. Now, I don't have the legal rights to play this, so in your head, I want you to imagine the song Tub Thumpin' by Chumbawamba.
Oh, good.
Yes, because the year is 1997. The year is 1997. Sonic the Hedgehog was the talk of the town, with a bright future ahead of him. The Simpsons were going on strong, and using pop culture references as a framing tool was all the rage. Our adventure begins on a ferry heading to Weston, a small island town off the coast of Washington State. As we begin our adventure, we see our lead characters as they approach the island. Fog shrouds the sea on the cold autumn morning. A billboard comes into view saying, "Welcome to Weston, cryptid capital of Washington State." I said it that way because I felt my lips slurring, so sorry. This is where our story begins. We've luckily already introduced our characters. So as Weston comes into view, we are going to be taking from the point of the ferry. You both have come into town. As recently, there has been talks of like an earthquake that had been located in Weston, specifically Weston. While it was measured off the coast of the main part of Washington, it was only here specifically, which is a little odd because normally that earthquakes wouldn't be isolated to one island specifically. So as you arrive to the island, it's a small town of around 300 people. It's not a very big town, and it is about 6 a.m. It was a very early ferry. So let's start with this. Jeff, as you arrive to the town, there is the ferry will land. What is the first thing you do?
Well, I've been reading a paperback book just to look like I'm doing something while my ex-wife chatters in my ear about when I plan to solve her murder.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you're going all the way to Washington State. Could you solve a murder while you're at it, or
You know, there's a clue here in the city. I gotta go to the library. You know, I wish you would pay attention when I explain these things.
I'm so, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, death has a new meaning to life. No, I have a lot more time. I have a lot more time to think about how I'm still, you know, dead.
Okay, all right. Well, at least I figured out how to summon you, so I don't have to keep you around all the time. No offense. I love having you around,
Hmm. Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
you know, since I have a command word now, I can get other things done. You know, obviously I don't want to be in the bank and be talking to you, you know what I mean? That would look weird.
I mean, Danny, you're the only one who can see me, so I think you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm going to close this book now so it won't look like I'm reading aloud to myself. So don't try to talk to me, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Here I go. And I put the book in my bag
I
and,
know.
yeah, head to my car.
Not if you make you roll, by the way. She is not happy with that.
Well, I mean, when we're in the car alone, I can pretend I'm talking to the radio or whatever, but yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Shift the scene a bit here. Special Agent Hal. You are arriving to the small island of Weston, small town of Weston, excuse me, as the ferry docks. What is the first thing you do? You will notice that since it's so early in the morning, there's only two other people on the ferry. There is a man talking while reading a book, and of course, the captain.
Hmm. I'm going to go over to the captain and have a chat with him, I think.
Okay. Let me make a quick note here. So as you walk over to the captain, you will see that he has a name tag that says Captain Gerald.
Hmm. I flash him my badge real quick, and I say, "Good morning, Captain Gerald. I understand that you had an interesting phenomenon on your island recently."
Uh, yeah. Let me get a voice here. What voice is this character, Dean? Come on. Uh, yeah. Earthquake here happened here recently. It was really weird. Uh, it just, you know, it was the middle of the afternoon, probably about 1, 2 in the afternoon, and the whole island just shook. It tore down a few of the other hotels. There's only one left in town now because of it.
Hmm. Uh, Tell me, are earthquakes usual around these parts?
Mm. And the aspect that we're not far from the San Andreas Fault, it's not unusual, but this one was exceptionally off. Uh, as the news reported back on it there in Tacoma, you know, it seemed rather isolated to the town here, I guess. So that's kind of weird.
Do you have any idea of what could have caused such a thing? Do you think it was a natural occurrence or perhaps man-made?
I He's going to like stare at you like a bit odd in that last part when he said man-made, and he's like, "Do you think somebody could make an earthquake?"
Stranger things have happened, my friend.
Hmm. And now we're gonna get sued by Netflix for saying Stranger Things.
Weirder occurrences have happened.
Fat to see Stranger Things.
Yeah.
TF. No. All right. I was like, well, I mean, I I don't know if anybody could make an earthquake, but I suppose anything's possible.
Perhaps I misspoke. Anyone or anything could have made it that you know of.
This town is known for being weird, so I guess anything could have done it. Maybe it's a Bigfoot. We are in the Northwest.
Right, of course. Have you ever seen this Bigfoot?
Well, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a farmer who knew a guy who took a photo back in the 50s of Bigfoot. It's a bit blurry though, so it's a little hard to tell, but it looks like Bigfoot.
Interesting. I would love to get his contact info.
Yeah, sure. Let me just call out to Tacoma. Let's see what I can get set up. Maybe have him fax it to me.
Excellent.
Because it's 1990. It's
Right,
1997.
yes. I don't have a cellular phone.
That's the other part. On a side note, I chose 1997 because then we wouldn't have cell phones. Because a lot of issues can be solved with cell phones.
I do have a cellular phone.
I was like, yeah, I suppose I can send something your way. I mean, there's only one hotel to stay here in town, so if you want, I can always drop it off there when I get word.
Excellent. And what is the name of this hotel?
It would be. Let me go ahead and write this down.
Oh my God, Dean's gone.
I
There
am?
he is. Yeah,
Oh.
you went full blur for a second.
Oh, okay. 1 second. The blur consumed me. It is the Sunshine Inn.
The Sunshine Inn. I see. Well, I will be taking a room there, so please send that information my way.
I will do so. Special agent
Halford Wormhole, but you may call me Hal.
Hal. He'll nod his head in acknowledgement. That's for the audio portion eventually.
Yeah.
All right, so you both step off the ferry. It is a ferry with vehicle options, so if you bought a vehicle, that's fine. Luckily, if you wanted to go to the only remaining hotel in town, there are signs for it, luckily, so you should have no issue finding it. It is a small town with a lieu of options. Now, for our listeners here, I will say that in Monster of the Week, the town is not solely determined by myself as the keeper or game master, whatever you want to call this position. The town is developed by all the players. So if Az wants to add a certain store with a certain person running it, that's fine. If Jeff wants to add, an amusement park, I mean, it'd be weird for a town of 300 people, but it's within reason. Yeah, sure. In this case, so let's go ahead and get back into it. I went ahead and placed the bit with the hotel. All right, so let's go ahead. Jeff, you have gotten off the ferry. Where is the first place that you're going to go to in your investigation?
Okay, well, I will drive to the motel. Oh, God damn it. Apologies. I will drive to the local motel. We'll call this the Sunbird Motel. It overlooks the water. We're on an island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will start moving my stuff in.
Okay. It is a nice hotel off the to the higher parts of the island, because the island is mountainous at certain parts of the range. So you should be able to get a nice look at the village there, or the town, whatever you want to call it. All right, Hal, what is the first thing you do when you step foot onto the island? Excuse me.
So you said that we could have a vehicle with us. So I have a black Buick with me. company car, and I am gonna drive that down the main drag towards the hotel. Is there any like damage from the earthquake on the way there?
You will notice damage being done to the town. I will say that as you're driving through the downtown area, downtown,
Yeah.
there's been a few buildings that have collapsed. Um, some of the roads are cracked, and yeah, some of the stores that were here up till recently are unfortunately closed.
Is there anything that seems worth investigating?
Uh, Off the bat, not quite yet.
All right, I just dropped one of my die. Hang on. There it is. I found it. Cool. So I'm just gonna head on over to the sunset. You said.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll check in. I'm assuming that my agency has made arrangements for me already.
Yep. So you will both arrive around the same time, just because you're heading to the same location. It's a small town, so basically only 4 or 5 roads to go on most of the time.
Yeah.
As you arrive to the Sunset Inn, as you walk in, there will be the sound of a TV playing in the background. It sounds like a documentary, and there's a front desk and nobody there currently, at least perceptibly.
All right. I'll just. Is there a bell on the desk or anything?
Yes.
I'll ring the bell, just once.
Okay. You will see what looks like a young child pop their head above the desk and just stare at you, and it's like, "Hi, welcome to the Sunset Inn. My name is Jeffrey. What can I do for you?"
Hello, Jeffrey. I believe there are arrangements made for a Halford wormhole.
1 second, and he's going to pull out like a big ledger and take a look at it, and he's going to be like, yes, your room 2B.
2B or not 2B? That is the question. You may be a little young for that.
Okay.
May I have my key?
Sign here, please. And he pulls out your key, and he's going to look up at Danny there and like, "Can I help you, sir?"
Yeah, I look at the agent and I give him a little nod, and I say, "Yeah, I've got my luggage here. Do you have a bellboy or anything like that?"
I'm the bellboy.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm Mr. Eastman. I should be on there.
He's going to take a look at the book real quick, and then it's like, "Sign here, please. Your room 2A."
Thanks a lot.
Welcome to the Sunshine Inn, where it's sunny all year round. And while he does it, he's going to go ahead and close the shutters over the windows so you don't notice the fog.
Did you notice he called it the Sunshine Inn? But it's the Sunset Inn.
I did notice that. That was interesting.
Maybe they changed the name recently.
Chalk it up to a young boy's innocence.
I will just give you this, by the way. You will see that there are business cards on the desk, and where it says, it has sunshine crossed out and sunset written below it.
New management.
Yeah.
Love it.
If you need anything, let me know, or my dad, or my mom. But my mom is never here; she's working. So,
what do I call your dad?
Tom.
All right.
Tom.
And what was your name again?
I'm Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Okay. Is there food in this place?
He's going to do the hand motion, kind of like this. It's hard to see in camera, and I'm very blurry. But he's gonna beckon towards a stand in which it's gonna say like info on it, and it's like, we have the beautiful Westin Diner, which serves all of everyone's favorite foods like hamburgers and milkshakes.
Oh, I meant here at the hotel.
Oh, well, we do have continental breakfast in the morning between 6 to 9 a.m.
No, that sucks. All right. I'll just get a brochure.
I'm giving you a little side eye.
He doesn't wait for the
I'll,
bellboy. He just takes his luggage to the to his room.
yeah, I'll also grab a brochure, then follow to my room.
All right.
So
He is
what brings you into town, sir?
Call me Mr. Eastman. Yeah, I've been teaching across the way there. English lit mostly.
I see.
And yeah, I thought I'd get a change of pace. There's this old library here on the island that has some rare books I've been interested in.
I'll have to check that out for myself. I'm here on what you could call a research trip.
Yeah, I guess you could say the same thing about me. What should I call you? Hal, was it?
Hal, yes.
Okay, not Agent Wolfram or whatever.
Wormhole, but no, Hal will suffice.
Okay, Hal. You can call me
Perhaps,
Mr. Eastman.
perhaps our paths will cross on our studies, Mr. Eastman.
Yeah, probably.
It's been a pleasure.
Mm. Are we across the hall from each other? Are we down the hall? What's the story there?
it is sort of a B and B situation. So you are like across the hall from each other. Like there's two. There we go. 2A and 2B.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's go ahead. Jeff, start with you first. You settled into the room. You have your stuff unpacked. What are you doing for your character as the first thing that they do?
Okay, I pull in my stuff and I close the door and lock it and I look around. How's the decor? Is it nice? Is it tacky?
So in this case, it will be nautical themed, as though not nautical, but from like the 70s themed. So I personally would say tacky, but I think that's a matter of taste in this case. There will be like anchors on the wall. There's a clock that looks like the wheel of a ship. There's like anchors and wheels on the blanket of your bed, which is queen size, by the way. There is a TV in here, an old CRT. I guess that wouldn't be old in 1997, but yeah, there we go.
It could be, depending on how nice this hotel is.
True. I will say that you know that this to be a black and white TV in this case.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I was still using black and whites back in 1997.
Okay, Danny is really disappointed, and he thinks this looks like my mom's house. Ugh. And he goes over and takes the duvet off and crumples it in a corner, and he sits down and he just kind of stares at the black and white TV that's not on and just kind of sighs.
By the way, the black and white TV does not come with a remote. It is you got to go out to it and change it manually.
Of course. So he sighs, awaiting further instructions.
Further instructions.
Just see, your dead wife is like, I mean, we're here for books, right? Maybe we should head for the library.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
It's been what? 10 minutes?
Yeah, I give or take. You know, you said that when you got off the ship, you can continue a conversation. You know about serving my murder and everything.
Kelly, it's not that I don't love you. I love you deeply. But things take time. I mean, I figured once you died that, like, you'd get that, you know, because it's just one moment after another, endlessly, not sleeping. It seems like you could just take it easy from time to time.
Well, I mean, that is a fair assumption. Except apparently that I can't move on until it's solved. So, I would appreciate it as my husband to please let me pass on to the afterlife, whatever that might be.
Of course, yeah. All right. Well, you think they got a mini bar in this place? And I go hunting around for liquor.
All right. You're gonna go hunting around for liquor. I mean, here's what you will see. There's not a mini bar in the room. If you leave the room, are you going to leave your room to find something to drink?
Yeah, that's my new mission.
Okay. You're going to step downstairs. You're going to be looking for any type of food or anything to consume, or liquor in this case, excuse me. As you do so, you're going to walk towards into a back room in which you will see a man, probably in his 40s, currently on a respirator. I don't know if you've ever seen this. I mean, you probably have, but he's got the lines going into the nose and an oxygen tank connected to him. And he's just kind of sitting there. He's watching something on a TV as well. And you can bypass him if you would like to go into the kitchen, which you can see because there's no door obstructing your view.
Okay, I'll kind of half-heartedly smile and wave and walk either behind him or behind the TV so I don't block his path.
He'll just kind of nod at you as you acknowledge him, and he's going to go back to watching his TV. And you'll find the liquor cabinet. There's lots of wine there currently.
Hell yeah, I'll grab a bottle and go back to my room.
There you go. You got your Merlot. All right, Hal. You arrive to your room. What is the first thing that you're going to do?
I'm going to open up my briefcase and neatly organize all my ledgers and whatnot and evidence and everything on the desk in the room that I'm assuming is there.
Yeah.
And try and just, piece together the story so far.
Okay.
What I have.
The story so far as what you have is that a few days prior, a massive earthquake had happened here on the town of Weston. The geological site or survey site that is here has said that it seems to be located entirely on just the island, and reports from Tacoma have I'm forgetting the word here, but they have said that it's also, yeah, they have confirmed that. Thank you. I'll say a different word, but that works too. Yeah. Since you are a special agent for X-Files, called don't come at me, Fox. You've been sitting here to investigate what is going on, what's causing this. You could tell from your superiors it seems to be mostly just kind of a formality, but you as the person can decide how important that is for your character.
Okay. So I guess he's somebody who takes his job very seriously. And I guess judging by this, he would probably want to go down to the survey site and take a look at things himself.
Okay. All right, so you head to the survey site. It is a government building, very utilitarian in the aspect that it's basically just a big square surrounded by fences and some MPs. When you arrive to the front, they're going to cross hold. There's like, sorry, sir, I need to see who you are, and I need your see your papers.
Yes, of course. And I produce my badge.
He's going to take a look at it. Go back to his little booth there in the front and just come back outside. It's like, I'm sorry, sir, I don't see you on our records.
That's strange. I was tasked to come out here and investigate the recent earthquake.
I'm sorry, I can't let you in unless I get some approval either from a higher up or somebody back in Quantico.
Okay. I guess what I am going to do here... hang on. Okay. Can I just investigate a mystery here and see if there's any way that I could, convince this guy to let, or I guess that would be manipulate someone.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me and manipulate someone. Now, for the viewer or and possibly the listener later, in this case, what Az will be doing here is rolling 2d6, and if they roll between a 1 and a 6, that means they failed. If they roll a 7 to 9, it's a miss success. That means they succeed, but something else might happen that may not happen the way they want it to. And a 10 or above just means they succeed.
Yeah. And also there are these attributes: charm, cool, sharp, tough, and weird, that I have different ratings in each of them, and manipulate someone falls under charm, which I have -1 in. But I rolled an 11, so that would come down to a 10.
Excellent. On 10 plus, they'll do it for the reason you give them. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what the minimum it would take for them to do it. All right, so what are you saying to the MP here?
Listen, sir, I just arrived here this morning, and for me to get more clearance from Quantico to be let in on such short notice, it would make me seem incompetent. I'm sure that you can understand this. And you see my identification here. Is there any way that you could wire back to Quantico and just let me continue my investigation here?
Yeah, well, give me a moment. Yeah, I can understand that. He's going to go ahead and go back to his booth. After about 5 minutes, he'll return from the booth. He's like, "All right, so I was making a call. I mean, your papers seem legitimate, even if we can't confirm you. So the head of the site said that you can come on in. They gotta spend a few days confirming. Contact Quantico and get confirmation. But yeah, they can let you in.
Understood. Thank you very much.
No, no problem, sir. He's gonna go ahead and unlock the gate and allow you to go through.
I give him a little salute and I walk on.
He will salute back. All right, so you drive up to the site. Greeting you is a man in a white coat. Actually, no, a man in. Let's do something different. A park. No. He will be in a cardigan. I don't know why I'm fascinating on this one, but he'll be in a rather portly man, probably in his middle age, wearing a warm gray cardigan. And he's like, "Hi." 1 second. He's going to reach you. He's going to reach out to you. He does have a very warm personality. It seems like he's going to reach out for a handshake. It's like, "Hello there. How are you doing? I'm Jonathan Davis. How can I help you today, special officer, special agent?"
Mr. Davis, you should have been expecting me. Halford Wormhole. What can you tell me about the occurrence here recently?
Well, to answer your first part, no, I'm sorry, sir. We haven't received any notification about your arrival, but we'll send word off to Quantico as soon as we can to get some more information. As far as what happened here, it's a little hard to tell. With these earthquakes, it's probably just the slip of the discs. Isolated situations are highly unusual, but they're not impossible. Anything is possible, So I think it was just a matter of the disc slipping and affecting the town as a whole. I don't think that anything that requires special agent for this kind of thing.
I see. Do you happen to have access to the Richter scale readouts?
Oh yeah, sure. Come on in. Do you want some coffee?
I'd love some. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, we're gonna go ahead. He's gonna go ahead and give you the Richter scale measures. We're gonna skip back over to Danny. Danny, now that you've got yourself a bottle of wine and a glass, what are you doing?
So I've been drinking in front of the window. I watched Special Agent Wormhole drive off, kind of followed his car as best I could. And I'm just thinking how to what are my next steps, how to like get into a better mood. You know, maybe I should see a movie. Do they even have a movie theater in this town?
To your knowledge, no.
Okay, so that's disappointing. He's wondering if I can borrow a VCR from the hotel. Maybe I have to go buy one. So that's annoying. If there's even a video store in this town. So finally, he opens up the yellow pages and looks for the library.
Okay.
So at least he can tell his wife he's done something.
All right. You will notice in the town there is the city library, but there's also a private library, as opposed to the city library, obviously. So the city library will just be known as the Weston City Library, but you will see one. It's the Robert Newman library. The Robert Newman Library.
Okay, and this is what drew me out here.
That is what drew you out here. So
Okay,
to give a bit of context, I feel like your character would do a bit of research on his own. Is that Robert Newman would have been considered an eccentric librarian who collected rare books. So he would go all over the world and take buy books and then put it in the library in this small town. This is the town he retired in after he was done with his whirlwind adventures.
Cool. So I have something called the Searcher Special. When you spend a point of luck, your first encounter comes up in play. I don't know exactly what that means, but it can be a flashback. So I was thinking now would be a good time to do this flashback about how I got into this mess in the first place.
Okay. So let's go ahead. We're gonna flash back a bit. How many years, or how long back does this start for you?
So I'm thinking about 2 weeks. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm sitting at my kitchen table. I've got all these books out and all these papers, and I'm talking to my ex-wife Kelly, and she's sitting across there, and she's just kind of watching me as I work. And a phone call comes, and I pick it up, and it is my my college professor in paranormal studies. He's really old now, is hard of hearing. He's drunk, and he's telling me that that he thinks it wasn't a mortal who killed Kelly, but rather a demonic entity of some sort that can slip in and out of rifts in certain points in physical space, and he has a clue.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's role play the scene a bit here. So you're sitting at your table, you got your book, you're trying to figure out, what happened, what's going on as your the spirit of your dead ex-wife is standing across the table from you, and you hear your phone go off. So you go ahead and pick it up, and he's like, Danny, it's me. It's I was your professor of parapsychology, supernatural stuff.
Yeah, I called your secretary. She said you'd retired.
Yeah, I retired a few years ago, and I'm 80 now. I'm not a young man. This kind of thing, teaching young people can be draining. No offense, but yeah, I was doing some research, because I heard about your wife's passing, which I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? It's never easy. And I was doing a bit of research, and the circumstances seem odd. I don't think that was an accident. I know even for our line of work, the idea of some kind of higher creature doing this is a bit out of out of left field, but I was going over the books, and I think this is something that can slip in and out of reality. I think your wife was killed.
Well, that would make sense. How she was taken out in that locked room at the college.
Yeah, it's if there was no way they could have gotten in, the only other way would have been through some kind of portal. And I look, even in Supernatural, that sounds absurd. Like most of the time, we have EMF detectors and hope we sense a cold feeling or something. But I don't think this was done through normal supernatural means. As contradictory as that may be as a statement.
Well, I would before my wife's death a few months ago. I wouldn't have believed any of this, but well, she always believed in that stuff. I mean, heck, she was the one starting the paranormal department up there at the U. Yeah.
I I'm sorry to drag this up. I'm sure that this has not been easy for you. I'm going to drop a name and a location for you to check out if you decide you want to investigate further.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's not my area, so anything you got.
Well, there's a small town off the coast called Weston. There's this librarian who took books from all over the world. His name is Robert Newman. If you get the opportunity, he might have something. He loved the supernatural.
Yeah, I've heard of him. My wife talked about him sometimes.
Yeah, it's if you want to look into this further, I think that's a good first place to start.
Okay, well, thanks, Dr. Schweitzer.
No problem. Hey, Danny. If you need anything, let me know.
Sure. All right. Hang in there. Oh, and if I need more information, is it okay to call you at home?
Yeah. You know, I do a lot of fishing nowadays, so it's a little hard. It might be hard to get a hold of initially, but yeah, you know, if you need anything, just let me know.
Okay, I don't suppose you have a scrappy grandson or somebody that can help out when you're not around.
Well, I got this grandson named Fred, but he goes in solving mysteries with his friends. I don't know if he's available, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and skip a few weeks ahead. You're recalling that memory there. You're standing in your hotel room, staring out to the foggy area above, or beyond, excuse me. What are you going to be doing in this situation?
So I'll call up the Newman Library.
All right, you're going to hear a peppy voice on the line. Newman Library, this is Janice speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, my name's Mr. Eastman, and I need access to some rare books in your collection.
All right, if you come on down and give us a list of any books you may need, we can definitely provide them for you.
Okay, is it far? I'm on the island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not a very big island, luckily. Are you staying at the Sunshine Inn or the Sunset Inn? It's so hard to tell nowadays.
The Sunset. Yeah, I guess they changed it.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole thing for their family. Father's not doing well. Anyway, yeah, no. Let me give you the directions for the from the Sunset Inn.
What's your name?
Well, I'm Janice.
Janice. Nice to meet you, Janice.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Eastman. All right. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, move on here. Let's go back to Hal real quick.
All right.
Hal, you are looking over the Richter scale. Is going to be somewhat long. It looks like the time for that was about 10 minutes worth of earthquakes. Uh,
Okay.
so it is unusual in the aspect that as a normal set of movement on the scale, and then it just suddenly like spikes up.
Hmm. Mr. Davis, was it?
Yes. Yeah, that's me.
Uh, what can you tell me about this particular moment right here, where the activity suddenly spikes?
That is a little weird. But I guess it's not entirely unheard of. It goes from a normal day, and then it spikes up in platonic shifting.
I see. Can you tell me what areas on the island were most affected?
Oh yeah. He's gonna pull up a map of the town, and I don't have the map of the town because this is a collaborative part of the game.
Yeah.
But from what you could tell on the map, um, he's gonna be like, oh, it's here, 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 here. He's gonna start marking part of the map where the most affected. Go ahead. I'm gonna want you to get a roll for me real quick.
Okay.
Uh, Give me an investigative mystery.
Investigate a mystery. That would be sharp. I have +2 sharp. When I investigate a mystery, I can also add 1 to the number of questions I can ask on a success with my crime scene investigator move.
Okay, sounds good.
That is a 7.
Okay, mixed success.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. +2 is 9.
Oh, okay.
There's still a mixed.
Still mixed success. Cool though. So when you investigate a mystery and roll on a 7 and 9, you hold 1, which means you can ask 1 question. In this case, you can ask 2 because of your ability.
Mm-hmm.
You have what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, and what is being concealed here. Now, for the purpose of the roll, I'm going to say that what is being concealed here will be the question we're going to use to be answered, but you can ask an additional question if you would like.
Okay. So give me that one first, and then I'll go from there.
Okay. You will notice, as weird as it may seem, that the majority of the earthquake, the damaged buildings, seem to happen around the mountain towards the upper edge of town near your hotel.
Okay. So it all happened near my hotel, but my hotel is unaffected.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. So, investigate a mystery questions. So that was what is being concealed here?
Yep.
Okay. I guess where did it go? In the sense that I want to see if there's any kind of traceability of the order in which the damage happened.
Okay. So with that, with your mixed success, you will notice that there is you can't seem to find a direct pattern as it stands right now, but you will notice that there does seem to be a radius of damage in the general vicinity of the hotel.
Okay.
As it proceeds forward, there's much of the buildings, at least as way as what he's showing, are damaged around the hotel. But you don't notice any particular pattern at the moment.
Okay. Okay, hang on a second. I'm writing some notes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Well, Mr. Davis, if this is all that you are able to give me, I guess I have somewhere to go from here with my investigation. So let me give you my card, and if any more pertinent information comes up, please feel free to let me know. I'm staying
Oh,
at the Sunset Inn.
oh, of course, yeah. Here, while you hand him your card, he's going to hand you his card,
Cool.
with his own contacts on there. That's the known phone number for my desk. I'm not usually here after like 6 p.m., but if you need anything between that time, let me know.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
And oh, also, may I take a copy of this with me? The
Oh,
the Richter chart.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. And with that, I'm gonna head back towards the inn and try and survey the damage in the area, see if any of the locals happen to know anything.
Okay. 1 second. Try not to cough in the mic here. Give me 1 second.
It's all right.
There we go. All right. So, as you're driving through, you will see the locals. They're not doing great. You can probably tell just based off the time that this town does not get a lot of traffic in general. So what little traffic they do get on is basically the lifeblood. It's a touristy place, and because of the destruction, it has removed like a decent amount of revenue from the town just based off of that alone.
Yeah, I have an idea for a specific place I would like to go to talk to locals, if I may.
ahead.
A local diner called the Black Diamond.
Okay, 1 second. Let me write that down. Okay, so you're gonna stop by the Black Diamond.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit down and have a chat with the waitress or waiter, whichever you prefer.
The waiter's gonna come up with a cup and pour you a cup of coffee. And like, oh, what can I get for you, sir?
What kind of pie do you have today?
We've got cherry, apple, and coconut.
I'll go for a slice of the cherry.
All right. Do you want that a la mode?
Of course.
All right. Is gonna go behind the kitchen, get you your pie. You could tell that this town probably doesn't have a lot of restaurants, so there is already a few people here, including some people sitting in one of the booths in the back, talking currently.
Can I make out any of the conversations people are having?
Yeah, just like one of the people like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, look, man. I know you think I know you thought it was crazy when I said ghosts are real and aliens are real and there are psychic vampires out there and all of that. But the fact that there's an earthquake here located in our town is super weird. You can't just dismiss that. Like this and the moon landing.
Pardon me for interrupting, but I believe you. I believe that everything that you've said there is true.
See, this guy gets it. He's just gonna get up. He's going to be wearing Jinko jeans and a tie-dye T-shirt. Excuse me. We need to avoid copyright issue. Fantasy Jinko jeans, and a tie-dye T-shirt is gonna come up. It's like, hi, I'm Larry. I'm the town nut.
Well, Larry, they call me a nut where I come from too. The name's Hal. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you. He's gonna shake your hand. Like, let me tell you, man. Like the other day, I was hanging out doing my investigation on psychic vampires when the earthquake happened, and like later I called my buddy in Tacoma, who was investigating Martians at the time, and he said that he didn't feel anything, and I mean something's got to be happening, right? I think it's the Geological Survey site. I think they're digging a hole to China.
You think that the survey site is what caused the earthquake? The site investigating the earthquake?
Yeah, I think they caused it, man.
And what leads you to believe that?
Well, okay, one, you can't you can't trust the government. They always lie to you. You know, like I heard they released toxins into New York City back in like the 50s. You know, like they're just treating us like guinea pigs in a laboratory, right?
I
So
see.
I don't trust them. Uh, but like also for a small island, why do we need a geological survey site? Like there's Mount St. Helen. There's a whole mountain back in the mainland. Like why do they need one here? Like something is not right, man.
Hmm. That's a fair point, Larry. Now, full disclosure here, I want you to know that I do work for the government. But before you say anything, I believe you. Consider me your man on the inside.
I got you. I got you. You're my man on this. You're my man in black.
We'd prefer not to be called that, but yes.
He's gonna tap his forehead like I get you.
Can we?
Anything else you can tell me about the earthquake?
I just, you know what? It ruined my. Hold on, I got to think of something real quick. It ruined my head shop. I used to run the head shop in town. I have it up the hill there, and it ruined all my glassware
I see.
for tobacco uses.
Yes.
Yes, and a good portion of my store. And I was at the time I was vibing in tobacco, and when the earthquake hit, it like really scared me, and all my glassware fell to the ground.
I see.
Can we say that I roll in at this point?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure you're Danny's a bit hungry at the moment, so he's gonna head over to the diamond, the black diamond. I messed up that name. Excuse me. No, black diamond. I got it right. Okay.
Okay.
So roll to the black diamond.
So I've got my arms full of photocopies from the Newman Library, and I gave her a list of stuff to look for when I come in next time. And I'm walking to my table past this, and I go, well, you lost some glassware?
Yeah. I have glassware at my head shop, which is now. I mean, all my product is destroyed, but because of the earthquake.
Ah, that's a shame. I just live across the water there. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, man. Like the earthquake is located here specifically. No one in the mainland felt it.
That's really weird.
It is really weird. I think he's gonna whisper in your ear. I think it's the government.
The government. I look straight at Special Agent Wormhole. I'm like, give him a squint.
The man in black here is good. He's one of the good ones. I think this is something from the Pentagon. Because apparently I'm gonna do it like ASMR for this particular show, I guess.
The Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
Mr. Eastman, do you mind if I have a seat with you?
Oh yeah, Special Agent Wormhole. Sure. Oh, Hal, you like
Please,
it informal. Okay. So yeah, let's go to a corner booth. And as we go by, I notice there is a like a pretty dark-haired college student from one of my classes, who I guess she lives here or is visiting or whatever. And I'll say Angela, and then I'll go to the table.
Hi, Mr. Eastman.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, I was just meeting with Larry. He's my cousin.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, I'm originally from the island, but I had moved for college. There's not really a higher education here on Weston. It's a small town.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm just seeing it for the first time.
And how are you enjoying it so far, Mr. Eastman?
Oh boy, it's a world of adventure, let me tell you.
I'm assuming that you went to the special library here on the island.
Oh, this stuff? Yeah, and I set down my photocopies and I go, yeah, it's called the Newman Library. Apparently the guy collected all sorts of supernatural tomes and things. I'm trying to find stuff about entities that can travel through physical space and manifest in different areas.
Interesting. So am I. Have you found anything interesting?
I was just making copies. I haven't really delved in. Apparently there's at least 7 different types of creatures that could match that description. Some of them go all the way back to Egyptian times. So I'm checking that out. Obviously the records for local peoples are a little scant. So I might have to go to the reservation for that stuff, but for now I figured I'd start with the oldest and most what do you call it? Periodic. They come back from time to time in different sources.
Recurring.
There you go. I'm an English major, literature teacher, so.
Well, would you like a hand sorting through it all?
That'd be great. Very cool.
Well, then let's get to work. And I order him another piece of pie. Cherry or apple? Or coconut?
I'm kind of a boysenberry man, to be honest. Do they have that?
Know that they have.
Is it in season?
The waiter's like, I'm sorry, boysenberry is hard to get on the island. That we got apple, a cherry, or coconut.
Is the cherry local?
I mean, to Washington State, yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Do you want a cup of coffee with that?
Always. Yep, coffee. That'll hit the spot.
All right. That would be a good place to end the first session. Let's go. Well, thank you everyone who had showed up. In fairness, I think it's primarily me in the chat. Hi, me. It's okay. It's the first episode. I want to thank everyone for listening to this or watching this later. We're having a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to what's going to be coming forward. Before we head out, everyone, if you want to, drop anything you're working on and social media.
I'm going to drop mine in the chat.
Okay.
All right. I'm Jeff Richardson. I host Shattered Worlds RPG, which is an actual play podcast that uses a gaming system I devised. And we also have a D&D side quest called Return of the Defiler. On Twitter, I'm at El Jefe Tacoma, and on Mastodon as well. I guess that's it.
I can't actually put my thing in the chat because I have to have been a follower for 1 month. So you can find me at Cal's Calzones basically everywhere. Sometimes there's an underscore, sometimes there's not. You decide, except I decided when I made the accounts. You can also find me on the Scavengers Network at ScavengersNet on Twitter. I get to do a couple shows on there. And you can also sometimes find me on twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker as I moderate for him, and very often I'm on his streams.
You can find me on basically any platform as at Geekisteen. It's a leftover handle from a previous show, but I mean, why throw it away? You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, under those names. I also sometimes haunt Colin's streams, so if you want to bother me on there, you can feel free to do so. I will say to our viewers, unless we do something on the side, this will be a twice a month show. So the next time we do this, so today is the 28th. Yes. Today is the 28th. of May. I know the day is swear. So the next time we would pick up will be on the 11th of June, 2023. So
Sweet.
Cool.
thank you all for watching our video or seeing this in chat or what have you. And next time we're going to do the full session. Next time we're going to do a full session. This is just kind of a preview for the series going forward. So with that in mind, have a good day, everyone.
So long.
Goodbye. Keep it weird and friendly. Whatever that means. I don't
I
know.
thought you were gonna say keep it kosher.
Yep,
Hey.
that too.
Keep it
And
weird
hopefully Danny will be higher energy next time. He doesn't like boats. And so yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I guess you did. Hey, keep it weird and friendly should be the slogan sometimes of some shows. So like I've
Yeah.
found. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching our stream.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.